Allen, Joe Burrow, Brock Purdy, Dak Prescott, Jalen Hurts, Jared Goff, Matt Stafford, and Trevor Lawrence, along with Drake May. I'm leaving out the three position players: Justin Jefferson, Christian McCaffrey, Saquon Barkley.
So what are you trying to say?
He's arrived.
That's a lot. Do you officially feel like he's arrived?
Yes, I do. I don't feel like this year was a fluke. I don't feel like the 13 wins was fake. I understand he had the bad moment in the playoff game, but I thought overall for 59 minutes the playoff game played really well. And then there's one other tiny piece of news here, I think, because they also announced the finalists for Offensive Player of the Year.
My God, that's what I had too. I was going to ask you.
Oh, go.
Puka, Bijan, CMC, JSN, and Drake. So Drake's the only guy appearing on both lists, which in my mind says, ooh, he's going to win MVP.
No,
and then in my other mind, I said, ooh, he's not going to win MVP.
And first of all, CMC's on both lists. But
CMC, I'm sorry, you're right.
He wasn't on Bruce's ballot, which is why you did. So I took this as this is even more so than the All-Pro balloting confirmation he didn't win MVP.
So can you...
All right, I want to address the topic of Trevor Lawrence, particularly because Nick is asserting that he has now arrived. You know, the slightly irksome part is how Nick presents this, almost as if he's the one who championed Trevor Lawrence, the first overall pick, hailed as a generational talent, all along. It's as if he's claiming, I've been right about Trevor this entire time. And I'm thinking, okay, sure, whatever you say. But this is actually the one consistent point of agreement between Nick and me. Whenever people suggest, you just disagree with Nick for the sake of it, I counter with, no, I don't. My perspective on Trevor Lawrence aligns with his. For me, however, the core issue isn't about Trevor Lawrence arriving as an individual. It's about the Jacksonville Jaguars arriving as an organization. That's the fundamental point. This is about the Jacksonville Jaguars establishing the correct head coach, fostering the right culture, assembling the proper roster, and securing competent general management. Success hinges on being a cohesive team, a complete franchise. It cannot be about a single individual, no matter how talented. We have witnessed this narrative play out repeatedly. It's almost exhausting at this juncture to continually remind people that football is not a solitary endeavor. You require the team. You require the culture. You require the coaching structure. These elements are non-negotiable. I struggle to comprehend how we can so frequently label football the ultimate team sport, yet relentlessly fixate on individual players. It's somewhat illogical, frankly. Undoubtedly, there are moments where the individual must perform heroically, rising to the occasion to elevate everyone. However, when a franchise consistently underachieves, the intense scrutiny should not fall solely on the quarterback. It should be directed at the franchise itself, the team construct, the coaching staff, the front office, the ownership. Therefore, in my view, this is about the Jaguars arriving. It's about them finally introducing a head coach like Liam Cohen and pairing him with Trevor Lawrence, then observing the trajectory that partnership creates and what they can achieve in the future. That, to me, is the most thrilling prospect. That's where the genuine excitement lies. I'm not particularly concerned with whether Trevor Lawrence should be listed on an MVP ballot or as a finalist. That distinction holds little meaning for me at this stage. Seriously, I never evaluated Trevor through an MVP lens this season. Precisely because I don't prioritize that award. I prioritize the Jaguars' holistic development. I care about what they are building, the collective team they have assembled, and the coaching they now possess. That was the lens through which I viewed the Jaguars all season. I'll be direct. I believed Christian McCaffrey was a more valuable player to the 49ers than Trevor Lawrence was to the Jaguars, considering everything McCaffrey was asked to do for his team. Similarly, I don't consider Matthew Stafford the MVP. I've stated that often. His statistics are impressive, but this isn't merely about who accumulates the most touchdowns. Consequently, the MVP conversation, in my opinion, is intrinsically flawed, often superficial, and a topic I generally avoid unless the debate itself proves engaging. When people are comparing this quarterback to that one, or a running back's worth, when the dialogue itself is the point, rather than predicting the winner. Because ultimately, a random group of individuals cast votes. Who really cares? Seriously, upon discovering who some of these voters are, you might wonder, Do you genuinely watch 20 football games a year? Have you meticulously watched every single Trevor Lawrence game? Every Josh Allen game? Every Matthew Stafford game? I can assure you, the overwhelming majority have not. That's precisely why I inherently lack interest in that particular conversation. I do not care for it. Thus, reiterating my stance, the dialogue should center on the Jaguars. The question shouldn't be, has Trevor Lawrence arrived? It should be, have the Jaguars arrived? Have they constructed a competent team and cultivated a supportive culture? I keep merging coach and culture. They're intertwined. Have they established a culture and secured a head coach that can now properly support a quarterback, enabling him to play at an MVP caliber level and enter that consideration? That is what matters. That matters immensely. That constitutes a true arrival. Consider, Christian McCaffrey wasn't a serious MVP candidate with the Carolina Panthers. Matthew Stafford, despite his arm talent, wasn't in that conversation during his years with the Detroit Lions. We're observing it now with Drake May in New England, his first season within an actual organized culture, because they have the right coaching structure in place. These contextual factors are critical. Now, the Jaguars are positioned to provide that very structure. That is the substantive conversation. It doesn't always need to be distilled down to the quarterback alone. But that, to me, is the discussion we should be emphasizing above all else. I find that prospect incredibly exciting. But those are simply my viewpoints. I am absolutely eager to hear yours. What are your thoughts on the Jacksonville Jaguars and Trevor Lawrence officially arriving, culminating in his MVP finalist recognition? Let me know in the comments. I read every single one. Whether you concur or vehemently disagree, let's engage in some discussion. Let's have some spirited debates. But ultimately, let's ensure we have fun with it. Please consider subscribing. We are building a fantastic community here, and I would absolutely love for you to be part of it. I aim to create something we all feel connected to, something we're genuinely excited to participate in. I believe we are well on our path to achieving that. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it genuinely assists with visibility and the platform's algorithm. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time.